creativity, bro. I'm sure I have it. I just didn't grow up in the system when they used to test this heavy.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You have a gift, bro. If you do anything from this video, you take in your mind and you shift this thing, we all get sad. We all get happy. But I promise you, if you don't compare, and if you feel bad for people that are like putting bad on you, if you feel compassionate and empathetic for them, like, bro, you're going to win, bro.
Appreciate that.
You got the ingredients. Now you just got to cook it.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Alex, I expect you to tag me on your first trash talk TikTok video once this world opens up.
Deal.
Bet. All right,
Gary.
Yes, dear.
I just want to say something.
Please.
So I am so happy that I was able to find you, and I introduced Alex to you. I kept sending him like clips and stuff about you, and he finally got into it. And sometimes kids and moms, they don't want to listen to what their mom really says, because I've been telling him the same things that you say, because I'm learning from you.
Of course.
So sometimes it takes somebody else to come in and get them, click. And I'm very happy that I found you so that I can, help him through you.
If I told you how emotional that just made me in my soul, I thank you so much for saying that. You don't even know what that means to me. Thank you. Alex, listen to me. We're going to be friends. You need to stay the course. I can't wait to be friends with you once you don't have to go to school all the time.
All right.
Please do me a favor. Don't just make this a one-moment thing. Take what I said to you and put it into your soul. When people are leaving bad comments or people are talking shit in real life, they're in a bad place. You need to be compassionate. When other people are winning, you need to be happy for them. Neither your friends that are winning or your old friends that are tearing you down, neither one of those people have anything to do with your life. You got a great mom, you got a great family, you got a great head of hair, you're cute as fuck, you got it figured out, bro. We got this.
Awesome.
All right,
and you have to get me in the show too. I have some stuff that I want to talk about.
All right, talk to Dustin. He'll get you in, Mom.
Okay. We love you.
Love you back. Take care, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Whew. Love this shit. Like, people spending all their time, like, focusing on what's bad in the world. And then you have that 7 minutes. All right, let's get it going. Nick.
Gary, what's up, man?
It's always tough to follow up the kid.
I know, it is. It's hard not to compare yourself when you're that young and stuff, too. There's so much societal pressure and stuff. And
bro, it's hard to not compare yourself at 53.
I compare myself at 30 now, so, I get it. It's just so hard when you're surrounded by that. But I just want to say you're an absolute legend. Honestly, the weight of your words, as you can tell, even with them, it just means so much to a lot of people. And you help so much with us going through this pandemic, outside of this, everything. Like, I've been following you for a long time. This is honestly an honor. So
thank you, brother.
I appreciate it. I'll give you a small background. I live in Portland, Oregon. I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm currently doing PPC marketing at the moment. Right after high school, I ended up going to college actually for computer science and then graphic design. And then I changed my major again. Ended up dropping out after a couple of years because honestly, I just went because my mom wanted me to, and I wanted to make her proud. The
only reason I went to college and fucking played video games and fucking gambled and went to the track and fucking went garage sales and Toys R Us. I paid off every kid in Toys R Us. I went to 10 different Toys R Us in the Boston, Newton, Needham, area, and literally paid off all the employees to keep all the starting lineup and Star Wars and Power Ranger and Spice Girl figures in the back. And then I would do literally all day when I was supposed to be in class, would drive around, and pick up all the toys that they kept in the back for me that I would then sell on early eBay for like $80 a figure when I would buy them for $7.99. That's
crazy. Yeah, I did photography actually as a part-time thing to kind of get myself through and whatnot. But to be honest with you, I didn't know what I wanted to do. It was photography, graphic design, computer science, stuff like that.
You were a creative kid just trying to figure it out. I get it.
So I went into retail management right after that because I did retail before that. So I went into the more kind of management side of it, and then went into IT. that's what I thought I wanted to do. Turns out I don't like looking at a computer screen 24/7, and my eyeballs drying out and just coding and doing all that stuff. So I kind of put the things together where I love people, I love interacting, I love helping, and I love analytics and stuff. So I was like, marketing. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, man. If you love math and art and people, you got the juice.
Exactly. So with that said, I was able to kind of get an entry level PPC marketing job and everything that didn't require a degree. And I wanted my foot in that. I wanted to make sure, not only this is for sure what I want to do, but really get an idea of this is my career path going.
I apologize, Nick. Hey, Dustin.
Yep.
Can you cue up the full Joe Rogan clip where I even predict how much money it's going to go for?
I could pull it from your Twitter, I think.
And then play it in here at the end. Can we cue it up?
Yeah, I'll see. I'll start working on it.
All right, go ahead, Nick. I apologize. Just had a thought.
No, you're good. That's crazy, by the way. It's got to be an enormous amount of money he's going to take to go over there.
It's being reported that it's $100 million, and there's an interview I gave last year where I literally threw out that exact number.
No way. Yeah.
You see this clip. Anyway, keep going.
So anyways, doing PPC marketing, been doing it for 3 years. I love my company. Honestly, the culture, the CEOs are great and stuff. But what I've realized doing just the PPC end of everything is I want to do more, and I want to help these small businesses, because I do businesses anywhere from, a staff of 1 where it's just the owner to 50. So it's rather just the ground up, or people that really are just kind of starting and stuff. And what I've realized is that even though I'm their PPC marketing person, they need a lot more. They need a lot more ideas on brand, identity, messaging. Where do I go from here? What do I do for my organic content and stuff like that? I've taught myself a lot of things outside of just kind of the Google Ads side of things to be able to.
You're multidimensional, and you don't want to be pigeonholed, and either you have to do it by yourself or you have to expand within New York.
Right, exactly. And the problem is that we have departments for every type of medium and stuff.
Right. So the Renaissance man, the Swiss Army knife, doesn't fit the mold of the infrastructure. Yeah,
and I want to grow at this point, and I am moving up. I'm doing an interim lead thing right now and stuff, and I really appreciate my job and everything, but it doesn't spark the fire in me like that I have to really go above and beyond for businesses and be able to do a lot more. So I have a couple scenarios I want to run by you. One, I actually have a pretty good relationship with the CEO, and he sees a lot in me that he sees in himself and stuff. And what I want to do essentially is kind of pitch him, because he's created the jobs within our organization.
Yes. Next.
Okay.
It's going to work, by the way. On the record, it's going to work. On the record, It's going to work. Based on the culture, I want to meet this CEO. You said?
Yeah.
He sounds fucking awesome. Great culture, making up jobs. He sounds has a lot of the same points of view I have. I like him.
I think you would get along with him. I'll send the information to Dustin. I want it private right now, but I'll send it over.
Yeah. I think first go have that pitch, because maybe he turns into a dragon, and then I don't want to be his friend.
He's a good guy.
Clearly.
The second option is I think this is the goal of a lot of people that work for an agency, is I want to do all marketing for one company, or be like a marketing director for one company or brand or a certain industry even. I do industries anywhere from retail to service to CNC machines and stuff like that. And some of it I have a true passion for, and some of it it's just yeah, absolutely.
Nick, send me an email. A real one.
Okay. Yeah.
Gary at
can I
Vaynermedia.
get...
That's what I'm taking care of it. Dude, if you actually, I'm taking everything back. If you have to write down Gary at Vaynermedia.com, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm actually writing down, just kind of snippets and stuff for myself from the first scenario, second scenario. I know, yeah.
And plus, everybody learns differently. I can't write down anything. And then I'm actually fascinated by the process of writing things down. I think it's kind of cool. I repeat it in my head without even moving my lips, and that's how I remember things.
Yeah.
But if I wrote it down, I'd be dead.
I'm going to watch this 20 times over, honestly, but for some reason, it's a thing where I write it down too. And...
Nick, you don't even need to watch this 20 times over. Let me recap it for you. Yes. Like literally write on your pad right now, capital Y, capital E, capital S. That's it, brother. That if you know, that is maybe what I'm going to end up putting on my gravestone. Like what I'm teaching and what I'm trying to convey is 98% of people watching this right now live in no, and I live in yes.
Yeah.
You're so uncomfortably, obviously talented. I mean it. Like,
Thank you.
I think I want you to work for VaynerMedia. Or there's 30 different jobs I can put you in if you want to go brand side. But like, you just need to believe in yes. The answer is yes to everything.
All right.
And then when it's yes, talk to the boss and create a job. Yes, start my own thing. Yes, go brand side. Literally, and I'm not kidding, you're going to love this. Flip a fucking coin or throw a dart because you'll never know the alternative. All three are good. Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Let's just play this out because it's going to help so many people. You're at a crossroads right now, and it's not even a one-dimensional crossroads. It's like a three-legged stool. Do I triple down on where I'm at? Things are good. Go talk to boss and create this cool role and fucking build. Do I take Gary up on it and go to Vayner? Do I have Gary help me become the digital brand director at Bojangles because he sits on the board and I moved to North Carolina? Let's play it out. Mm-hmm. Let's say when you get to heaven, this is my dream of heaven, that it can show you every scenario of how things would have played out. And what you ended up doing was you came and worked with me. And that worked. You worked on Team Gary for 3 years. It built up your profile. You met are you married?
No, I'm single.
Good. You found the love of your life. You had a great family. You're in the Jersey suburb. Then you take that platform. Let's go even crazier. Like I did with Nate and Trout. I bring you into a brand. 6 years later, now you own 5% of a coffee brand. You're the CMO. We're doing it. And now we sell it to Nestle for $200 million. And you're only 46 years old. But when you fly to Nestle to close the deal, as we're doing the celebratory dinner, you choke on a chicken bone and you die. Right? Like That's literally how I think about life. You could have went to Bojangles. All the shit I said for the first 90% of that story wasn't as good. You did great. You made $150,000 a year. You loved Charlotte. It was good. You also find another love of your life, and you live this great life, and you live to 92 and have four great, grandchildren, and this and that and the other thing. You just don't know.
Yeah, and I just don't want to live my life with any type of regret. Like, at the same time, I'm not wasting my time, too, because I'm learning so much. Because I do connect with these organizations within our overall umbrella, learn a lot more about SEO, website, Facebook, all that. So
you're winning. You just need to make decisions and jump in and not look back and just do that forever.
I think my biggest hurdle, just kind of looking at things, and I've dabbled with it, I haven't really explored it a lot, is a lot of those, bigger marketing roles and stuff says degree required and like experience.
No, dude, just, you're too good. Like just reach out and say, I don't have it. Many are going to say yes. And degree required is going to go away. And fuck them.
Yeah. One little thing too is,
for example,
one of the many
not required at Vayner, as we continue to dominate, more firms are going to do that because they're going to copy.
Mm-hmm. How's Rocker doing with esports and everything? I asked that because that's another industry that I'm interested in, just in general, and I haven't heard a bit in a while.
Yeah, I mean, Call of Duty League is going really well. Obviously, I'm quite enjoying being a minority owner of an esports team, Minnesota Rocker. Make sure you follow them on all socials, ROKKR, on all socials, ROKKR, KKR. It's going really well. It's a first year. We were doing in-person events, so that we had to do some adjustments, but the reality is I'm learning a lot, and it's a great space. I'm really into esports.
That's good to hear, Gary. Thank you for everything. I mean, it's yes in my head, but sometimes it's just like the mom where you just need to hear it from the game. Gary
you're going to appreciate this. You, like many people 30 and above, put a degree on a pedestal grew up in an era where it meant something, and you have an insecurity around not having it, and I'm trying to pull that shit off your chest.
Yeah.
When I tell you it means zero, it means zero.
Yeah, if I get my foot in the door and at least get an interview, I can prove myself. And I just want to get that opportunity, and instead of it being auto rejected because I don't click mark the box that says I have a degree. If I get the opportunity, I've always been able to proceed. But
bro, then just reach out cold to the CEO and tell him why you're not going out. That would, dude. Yes, remember? Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Tattoo that shit.
Can I get a follow on Instagram from you?
Nick Zada, you got it. All right, let's
yeah.
keep it going.
Thank you, Gary, for everything.
You got it, brother. All right, let's keep it going.
Gary V, thank you so much, man. Dude, I'm so excited. Man, oh fuck. So I'll just get right into it. I'm pretty sure we're probably gonna come back to patience. I feel that patience has been, the slogan of the show at this point. Even on the coattails of Nick, I'm 4 years out of grad school. But my question kind of revolves down to pushing through grief. My first semester of grad school, I lost my mom. And that was kind of a huge thing. I used it very much as my driver. I use it to create, that body of work. That was my master's thesis. I write about her a lot. I pretty much have a pretty fleshed out transcript of poems that are super grief heavy, but they're totally about her. Friends of mine where my birthday is always super close to Mother's Day, so last week was just a fucking shit week just because it weighs up
dude, it's one of the most difficult events in a human's life, even when they're 80, let alone when they're at this age. I'm so sorry you went through it. My mom lost her mom at 5, and I feared, and my dad lost his dad at 15. And so my whole life, I feared losing my parents. And it was such a big thing in our culture. And people died very early in the Soviet Union. And I just have a lot of empathy for you, bro. It's a real thing.
Thank you. And I've lived through it with my dad and my godmother, who's my aunt, where, they lost their mom when I was in undergrad. So I've kind of seen the different stages of it, but it's completely different that, just depending on how you, how you grew up. My mom was the one who raised me. My dad was working all the time.
Same.
He worked second and third shift. So,
Same.
and then even when he was home, he was still working. So I completely empathize with that. But, my mom was the one who raised me, and even though she was never my biggest cheerleader, I'm first generation Filipino American. Even when I would bring my mom to my art shows, she would always be why do you do stuff this way? Why is your work so dark? What? She would always question what I was doing, and I know she would support me in perpetuity, but she was always just
Chip.
You know what I mean? Especially total chip.
Yeah, and I didn't have that. My grandma did that for me. My dad's mom, because she was around a lot. But my mom was I would sneeze, and my mom would be that's one of the great sneezes of all time. So I had the reverse of that a little bit.
And shout out to my friend Becky. It's her birthday today. But one thing that she was kind of talking to me about on my birthday was you'll proceed through this grief forever. And there's, there are still going to be days that hit you like a Mack truck, out of the blue. There's nothing anybody can really say to you. It's still just your pursuit of this thing that is with you forever. And there are just sometimes that, I try to not think about if she's, if hypothetically she is proud of me or,
bro, this is one of the most difficult things, Andy, to get through. but there is no time machines.
Absolutely, and that's like kind of like the other thing. Like I feel that sometimes, like even though like I'm pushing like with my art, and I think it was earlier this week where you were talking about like, dude, sometimes that W is gonna kill you. And like I sold like one big piece like from my master's show, and that was like the pretty much like my biggest W as far as like that part of my life. And
how much did it sell for?
It sold for $4,000.
Woo! Let's fucking go.
But you know what I mean? It's constantly been trying to, still stay within like that. Then now there's this established market value, and
it's a huge play.
It's a huge play, and it's a play that can be made when you're showing in Boston, where that show was, or like if you're showing in New York. But I'm from I live in New Bedford, Massachusetts, and dude, I love this community so fucking much. Like Kristen being Kristen, like it's so much fun to like watch and chop it up with. I was chatting with Curtis last night about just this, and like Mike's dating show is super good. Like, dude, this community that you have created and that everybody is so dialed into is just huge. So like, thank you so much for this.
Is there anything I can help with? Like what? Like where? Like is it? Are you just trying to navigate the grief?
That's essentially where. Like, I'm sorry if I went a little all over the map.
You didn't go all over the map. You went to your truth. I love your truth. I'm all over the map 24/7. Listen to me. The reality of this is this: you had a mom that brought you so much value, and you had her for 20-something years, right?
Yeah.
And that, 70, I would argue 50 to 70% of people don't have mothers that bring them value. They brought them negative value. Then with the remaining 30 to 40% of people that did have great moms that brought them value, another 25% of those people lost their mom earlier than you did.
Absolutely. Where like Daniel brought that up, that he lost his mom super early, lost his grandmother super early, and I was really hoping that he was like gonna dive into it, and then I was like, oh.
There's no dive. Yo, bro, what's that hat?
It's a rocker hat, man. That's what we do.
I appreciate you so much, bro. Listen to me. The reality is when I hear you talk, you're coming from such a light. It's funny when you said your art is so dark, because you're dealing with this darkness with light. Even the way it's funny that the way you're communicating this heavy-hearted situation is actually with enormous gratitude. I can feel it under your words.
Thank you. Where it's funny because like I was kind of just like front loading my Instagram just in case, like, hypothetically if Dustin was gonna bring it up on the show, like I just loaded like a whole boatload of paintings up there.
Well, listen, it's good, man. Like I want to take a look at it before I let you go here, bro. Listen to me. It's gonna be there forever, and it's gonna be better every single day.
Thank you.
That is the historic truth. You know what I mean?
And you know what I mean? Like I'm on TikTok. Thank you.
I'm your 518th.
Dude, this is huge. This is so huge.
I mean, this is about to go to 1,500, right?
Oh man, for what everybody that's been on this show, like that has really taken this moment, that like it's immense for what it can do for us and like what it can do for your.
Whoa, bro, your stuff is really interesting.
Thank you so much.
Dude, what's up with the Magic the Gathering cards? You got some?
Dude, I'm like flip life, baby. Like it's what we're doing. I just bought a box that like I'm gonna do an unboxing video on Twitch, and you know what I mean, like start flipping cards, and like that's been a huge part of my life. Like I've been
your food content's pretty good too.
Thank you so much. Like side note,
where are you on your nutrition?